What's up, everybody? The interesting thing news here is pretty big, and it kind of goes back to you guys seen the trailer for the mod that came out before. It was for the Gates of Hell. I told you I was working as hard as I could on it, and it finally was over there. Um, Update on vehicles, update on everything we pretty much know that we already have in the mod. Um, and one is people are wanting to see pelicans in there, and I've already got a pelican in there. If you guys don't know, it's already in there. Um, but people want pelicans to fire and shoot and stuff, and I don't know how to do that exactly. Not yet anyways. I'm still learning how to do that. I'm still trying to get it in there as much as I possibly can, but it's not really wanting to work out as far as that goes. But we'll see. I'll keep trying. Alright, so what does this mean exactly? So if you guys don't know what's going on, there's a lot going on behind the scenes. I've already got a game already done. It's called General Hawkins. Um, and it's really cool. It's about 9 missions long, but it's only part 3. It's a part 3 mission. There are actually 2 parts to General Hawkins, believe it or not, and it's very interesting. It's very cool, actually. It's very cool. People ask who the Arbiter is and if the Arbiter is in that game, and the thing is, the Arbiter is in the game, but he's not in any of the missions of Part 1 and Part 2. The Arbiter took its place all the way back in Call to Arms game, back in the other games. He took his place there. And it was really cool because it was Stal Vadami, and he had his units and troops and stuff, and their main mission was to stop a flood leader. And I kind of contemplated on that for a long time. But we're gonna be doing something much better, a lot more stronger. Vice versa. Taking this to a whole new level and just really making it seem like people understand. I'm still waiting for the Gates of Hell Halo mod. My mod is one thing, but an actual mod for the Halo community for Gates of Hell, well, that's another. Gaia has been working on 4 projects at one time. He's working on the Orcs for Warhammer 40,000 mod. He's working on a Halo mod. He's working on a Call of Duty mod, and he's working on a zombie mod. I think one other mod I'm not. I think there's another mod he's working on too. As we go in and we take a look, I'm just astounded at 35 subscribers. I'm very happy. This is. Now I know how to get these. Please help, Mr. Cheeks. I still laugh at that. I'm thankful for these comments and thankful for these subscribers. Thank you guys. I want to get back to the video. I'm still working on that relay app. It's just, oh god, bills and everything, tell you. The interesting thing is everything you see in there has been in there. Some stuff is different, some stuff has changed. Some stuff has changed a little bit here and there. So, I expressed this story about Jonah Hawkins before, and Jonah Hawkins is not there now, but the trailer for Jonah Hawkins is going to be coming out, but it's not going to be coming out like you would expect. I'm not like going to part 3 real quick, because a lot of people, they were misunderstood when people when they would play Jonah Hawkins, they'd be misunderstood with it. Donut Hawkins has, like, the reason it's part 3 is because if you take a look at the gear in the mod itself, you know that's going to be part 3. I've got part 1 coming in Gates of Hell, part 2 coming in Gates of Hell, and then part 3 coming in Gates of Hell. But I'm actually sitting here waiting for the Halo mod to actually come back up again and actually be inside of Gates of Hell again. So it just really depends on what's going to be going on and what's happening, pretty much. So it'll depend. See, I have speculation of part 1 going back to Call to Arms and part 2 going back to Call to Arms, but the story is too deep and too strong for something like that just to be okay. Here we go. I'm waiting for a long time, just waiting to see where we can apply it. I'm not entirely on it. Ring in my ears. It's weird. But waiting a lot to see where this story is gonna go, because the final one, that's what's gonna tell you everything. That's really what's gonna make it feel everything that we knew from before. The most interesting thing is that knowing what's going to happen. And I think, that's the biggest part about the story is love, feeling, emotion, caring, and people when they care about the story. If we go back to my previous Halo missions, previous Halo stories, back in Gates, and back in Call to Arms, Halo Warden Part 2, Flood 6, Word of Flood. It was very interesting. YIU, Halo Alone Part 2, Halo Alone. YIU was good. It's 34. Halo 89, yeah, that was one that that'll be developing in the Gates of Hell engine when the other Halo mod comes out. That's going to be a big one. That's going to be like 24 missions long. It is going to involve Master Chief, Isaac Commander, the Arbiter, and Commander Josh. Now, Commander Josh, I'll show you guys a sneak peek of what actually happened. I'm going to show you a little trailer, and then I'll see if you guys can understand it or not. Enjoy. Okay, so I'm gonna slow this down for anybody that doesn't understand. It says it's coming. It's coming, and it's supposed to be and A and D, and have more minutes. I feel it growing inside of me. So it's coming, and I have 5 more minutes. I feel it growing inside of me. Alright, so this one is a little bit more different. In this storyline, it's a little bit more different. So it's more like I can't spoil anything. I want to tell you guys so badly what's really going on here, but I can't. Not until next year around November. I know, you're probably like, what, dude? It's already November. You're making us wait that long. I'm sorry. It's just that big of a story. It really is. Um, but you'll read here, it says, Grind, you guys come with the scenarios that you guys want to come up with. You can tell me what you think about it, and I'll tell you either you're close or I can't tell you anything for sure. If you guys are close, I'll say yeah, probably close, but I can't say for sure that's what it is. All right, so speculation. Wanting to know who this guy was. Who if this was obviously, we don't know who this person is, and speculation believed that it was a Spartan or it was a Marine. Now I'm gonna leave that again. Once again, I'm gonna leave that up to you guys. You can tell me in the comments, or on the when the web page goes of next year, who this person was, and then I'll tell you exactly who he was and why who actually killed him. And it's just 53 minutes before the flood infection. Now, the thing is, when you play this, you're going to be thinking, oh, wait a minute. Yeah, I can tell you this, when you do play the game, when you do play the missions, when you play the missions, I can tell you this, it's not going to be, you're not going to find that cutscene in the game at all. Because this particular person is not in the game. He's not in the game. That's right, he's not in the game. But it may seem like he is, but he's not. So I hope you guys really enjoyed that. But that's just a teaser trailer on the new General Hawkins game. I think the most important part about it is, like I said, telling a story and then putting hints, little tiny details here and there in it. I think that's what's going to be exciting. Like I said, I may put the part 1 may be on Call to Arms and part 2 may be on Call to Arms, or all 3 of them, all 2 parts, all 3 parts. Fuck. All 2 parts, very possible, it will just be on, give me a second, I'll be right back. Alright, so the most interesting thing about it is knowing that, I mean, it wasn't easy trying to create all of part 3. I've got part 2 to do and part 1 to do, but it gets exciting. Let me shut this one off. But there's another Halo game. So what is Halo 89? That's probably the biggest question. When people see this on Flood 6, they're like, what is Halo 89? Halo 89 is one of the most interesting things that you can do, that is probably the biggest story I've ever done in my entire career. Well, it's not the biggest story, but it's a good story. There's a lot of cutscenes. It's 24 missions. Yeah, 24 missions long. It's short. It's probably about the same mission as finding Isaac Commander or Finding Isaac Commander. It's one of them. It's about as short as that. And the Arbiter does come back, and Isaac Commander is there. You've got the Chief, Master Chief is there, and they're a team. It's really weird because you would think you wouldn't know what's going on, but they're actually a team, and they're a team through the entire campaign of it. They're a big team, and your main mission is to kill another Flood boss. You gotta find the Super Flood and kill the Super Flood, the main Super Flood, and you gotta take out the final one. I call it the nail in the coffin, if you want to say. And it's very interesting. So that's what That's what Halo 89 is. And the Covenant are there. You have to fight the Covenant, the other Covenant. So this one was really different, very odd. It seemed like it was going to be okay, but the more I looked at it, the more I understood it, the more I could sit there and be like, oh yeah, okay, I see this now. Let's go. The more I was understanding how it was supposed to be done and why it was supposed to be done, and the more I thought about it, the more I could understand the truth behind it all. And that's what made it different, is because when you're putting 2 and 2 together, the retext between it is extremely different, and it makes it better. But when I didn't give you guys a trailer for Halo 6. There's a lot of stuff you need, as you can see. Solid Command Submod, Halo Solid Command Edition, and the Halo 3 Fall 3. It'd be Assault Squad, this one. But people did play it. This one was extremely exotic. That I did. Check my comments and nothing there. This is Flood 6. Flood 6 was extremely different. Flood 6 was very, very different from anything I've done before. It was really where it meets the eye of everything, and it made a big, big thing. Flood 6 was not about, well, yeah, you were also fighting Flood and everything, but Flood 6 was a little bit more different. It was more out there, if you want to say. It was extremely different. You had nobles, one of Noble's team turned bad on you, and it was all in the head of Isaac Commander of what was going on. So you were pretty much in Isaac Commander's head, going through the entire mission, one by one, and you were trying to. It's hard to explain, but that was Flood 6. Flood 5. I don't really remember what Flood 5 was. People still liked it though. But I don't really remember what Flood 5 was. Flood 4. Flood 3. Again, I don't remember. I just know they were here. You have to play them to really, and then Flood 1. Flood 2 should actually be here somewhere. Word of Flood, yeah, there it is right there, Flood 2. This one actually has, let's take a look and see what we've got. I remember this one. This one you had to take out the Flood boss. It was Isaac Commander in the uniform before he became a Spartan. People actually thought this was gonna be one of the Flood leaders. Like this was General Hawkins' mission, and it wasn't. It was a full game to the end. I played this one to the end. This is the one I did to the end. The graphics on my laptop at the time wasn't the greatest. I did a lot of trial and error trying to get things done. Here's the Flood. Here's one of the Flood bosses. And the main ones. As you see, there's no cutscenes in this one either. Yeah, that is Word of Flood. That is the second Flood one, yeah. And then here's the first one. So yeah, all of them kind of had a Flood mind because I knew if I was going to do Flood 6 and see Flood 7 is going to come out in Gates of Hell. And I think that's something that people are really wanting to see. They're like, what's Flood 7? What's Flood 7? And it's all right there. I still had people that still liked it though. But yeah, that's doing. It's weird because this mission is really long. I think it's like 10 missions long if I'm not mistaken. But it has such a diversity into it. I remember this when it came out in 2020, but it actually came out in 2019. But I uploaded it in 2020. I had this mission done in 2019, and then I finished the game in a year. I was really excited about it, to be honest. I think the most important part about it is that when you're creating a mission, you're creating a mod in something that looks really good, it looks really cool, is you have to have a lot that makes sense. If you don't have anything that makes sense, then your mission's terrible and nobody wants to play it, and you're not going to get subscribers for it, no comments on it. So it's always really good to have passion, motion, feeling, love, caring, um, uh, and it's just like that stuff that you really need. And people that want to care about your characters too, they want to know what happens next. If nobody dies, then it's just like, oh, that was just a Marine, or that was just a Sergeant. But when it plays back and you remember everything, then it's different. It really does make it different because you're telling the story, you know? If your story's crap or your story's bad, then you're gonna be at fault for it, you know? But like, this is really different. I've made a lot of maps, I've made a lot of missions, and I'm still not done. And if it hadn't been for you guys subbing and commenting and subscribing to them and favoriting them and giving me awards, there's no way I can make this make it possible. I probably would do them still, but it wouldn't be for until a long time. So I just want to say thank you to the community that does comment, subscribe, like, lurk, visit, give give awards. I want to say thank you to all of you. So thank you so much for it. Alright, I guess that's gonna be it for me. Then let's replay Space Marine.